What's up guys, Sly here, and thanks for checking back in for another Sly Nation video. I've been watching closely for any kind of news that deals with Anthem, and it has slumped off tremendously. It's not surprising given that it's not due out for such a long time. But one thing I've always had in the back of my mind is this. How serious is Bioware to really stick with this and give it the massive amount of resources it takes to run Anthem? Not to only run it, not to only create, but finish, balance, deliver, and consistently update a game like Anthem. Immediately, guys, two games come to mind. The Division and Mass Effect Andromeda. The Division really had something special. Okay, well, it still has something special, but it's not like it could have been. They have a beautifully created, realistic open cityscape unlike any other game I've played before. Graphics are phenomenal. The weather, lighting, it's an amazing canvas to produce something spectacular. And at first, it was awesome. But barely a month into release, and it was obvious just how underprepared Massive and the two other Ubisoft studios were to fulfill the needs of an MMO. Balancing a PvE and PvP open world MMO like Destiny, The Division, Final Fantasy, Warcraft, those kind of games, it takes years to perfect. A huge studio and constant vigilance to get it right. So my worry is that, like The Division, after a year of constant glitches, perhaps exploits, maybe even a numerous shortfall or a massive player drop, will Bioware really keep up what's necessary to not only keep the game going, but to fix it in the process? If you judge by the recent no DLC announcement for Mass Effect Andromeda, a game which, by the way, fully deserves more content, then what does that say about the future of Anthem? Now, of course, hopefully there won't be a player drop or any kind of huge game-breaking glitch discovered, but just like all other open-world games, there absolutely will be. It's how they handle it, how they move forward, and how they do it while listening to the fans that will ultimately show how serious they really are. Because part of me feels like that if they find out this game will not be a huge moneymaker, then they might just bail and cut their losses, like how I feel they handled Mass Effect Andromeda after the media reviews. Now, there are some reassurances, though. In a recent statement given by Electronic Arts Executive Vice President Patrick Soderlund, Anthem is, and I quote, "a social game where you and your friends go on quests and journeys. It's a game that we've been working on for almost 4 years now, and once we launch it next year, I think it'll be the start of a 10-year journey." So, taking a page out of the old Destiny playbook, Anthem appears to have hopes to deliver a 10-year game. And to top it off, expansions have already been confirmed as well. So, with a positive new outlook, I am ready for a new game, guys. I'm far beyond ready for a brand new IP. The past few years have been absolutely plagued by expansions, sequels, and prequels. While I like a good DLC just as much as anyone else, a breath of fresh air is exactly what we need. While it does take a few elements from a bunch of different games and then mash them together, we know that narrative has always been Bioware's ace in the hole. If they can capitalize on areas where Destiny and The Division fell off, such as an active open world, a rich and fulfilling story, while creating a sci-fi looter shooter, then I believe we're going to have something very special, guys. If they can take a cue from Mass Effect and fill this new universe with a vast history, memorable characters, and its own unique technology and circumstance, then there is room for a game like this to grow into a giant. Being a Bioware fan since the old days, I definitely know that they can do it. The question is, does the company have the willingness and the resources to do what it takes to run such a huge undertaking? Now, make no mistakes, guys. We as players forget about the back end and are quick to criticize with a video game. But really, video games are a wonder of technology, and it takes thousands of people working years to create a 15-hour campaign. Slap all of that into an open world type scenario while balancing guns and subclasses or abilities and trying to keep graphics up to today's standard. It's really an incredible feat that these things run at all. But that's about it, guys. I just wanted to drop some knowledge that Bioware has indeed committed to a 10-year plan with Anthem, which in my mind is a huge relief, because a game like this doesn't get to a place where like Destiny is today with Destiny 2, or where Final Fantasy is today with this most recent release Stormblood, without a ton of trial and error. So knowing this makes me even more excited that this game will indeed be the real deal. So let me know what your thoughts are, guys. Are you excited about it? Are you scared that it'll be like so many other recent games as of late, where it's pretty much all show and hype, and then when it's finally, get your hands on it, you just feel like you wasted $60 and 10 hours of your life? Or do you think this will be Bioware's next bullet point in a list of amazing games, as I do? In any case, comment down below, and I cannot wait to see what news gets released next. So keep it here for the latest in Anthem news. Feel free to check me out on Twitter or Facebook. Sly Nation Gaming, sharing is the absolute best way to get the word out, and it helps me out a ton. Hopefully, we can build an awesome community just like that of Mass Effect and Destiny. But until next time, ladies and gents, keep an eye out for more videos coming out of Sly Nation here very, very soon. But until then, this is your boy Sly, and I'll catch you all next time.